The Nandi bear is one of Africa's most mysterious and feared cryptids. It is a legendary creature from East African folklore, particularly among the Nandi people of Kenya. Known as Chemosit in some local traditions, the Nandi bear has a reputation for being a fierce and deadly predator, often blamed for attacks on livestock and even humans. While modern sightings are rare, stories about this terrifying beast continue to circulate among cryptozoologists and enthusiasts of the unknown. Origins of the legend. The legend of the Nandi bear originates from the indigenous tribes of Kenya, Uganda, and the surrounding regions. The Nandi people spoke of a dangerous nocturnal predator that lurked in the forest, attacking humans and animals alike. The British colonial settlers of the 19th and early 20th centuries heard these stories and began reporting their own sightings of a strange bear-like beast. As these reports spread, the Nandi bear became one of Africa's most infamous cryptids. Physical description. Descriptions of the Nandi bear vary, but most accounts agree on certain key features. It is said to be about the size of a large bear or hyena, standing between 4 and 6 feet tall when on its hind legs. It has a powerful build with a broad head, large teeth, and strong clawed feet. Some reports describe it as having a sloping back, similar to a hyena, while others claim it walks both on all fours and upright like a bear. The fur is usually described as shaggy and dark in color, ranging from brown to black or even reddish. Its eyes are sometimes said to glow or reflect light in an eerie manner. Behavior and reputation. The Nandi bear is widely feared due to its aggressive and carnivorous nature. It is primarily a nocturnal hunter, stalking its prey under the cover of darkness. Many legends claim that it is responsible for human deaths, with bodies found that appeared to have their skulls crushed or their brains eaten. This gruesome detail led to the belief that the Nandi bear specifically seeks out human prey for their brains. The creature is also blamed for mysterious livestock deaths, with villagers reporting missing cattle and goats under strange circumstances. Some accounts suggest that the Nandi bear is highly territorial and will attack anything that enters its domain. Historical sightings. The earliest known reports of the Nandi bear come from African tribal accounts, but European settlers began documenting their own experiences in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. In 1905, British naturalist Geoffrey Williams claimed to have seen the beast near present-day Kenya, describing it as a large bear-like animal. Major Braithwaite, a British Army officer, reported a sighting in 1913 while on patrol. Throughout the early 1900s, various explorers, hunters, and settlers described encounters with an unknown predator that did not match any known African animal. Some even attempted to hunt the creature, but no verifiable evidence was ever recovered. Theories and possible explanations. One theory is that the Nandi bear is a relict population of a prehistoric animal. Some researchers believe it could be a surviving species of chalicother, an extinct mammal with bear-like characteristics and large claws. Others suggest it could be a descendant of the short-faced bear, a massive predator from the Ice Age. Another possibility is that the Nandi bear is a species of bear unknown to science, though no bears are known to exist in sub-Saharan Africa today. A more skeptical explanation is that the Nandi bear is simply a case of misidentification. Some researchers believe that large spotted hyenas or brown hyenas, which have a similar sloping back and powerful build, could be mistaken for a more mysterious creature. Others propose that it could be a large baboon or an unknown primate species. Another possibility is that the Nandi bear is not a physical creature at all, but rather a myth or supernatural entity, as some African traditions describe it as a spirit of vengeance or death. Lack of physical evidence. Despite the many reported sightings, no physical evidence of the Nandi bear has ever been found. No bones, fur, or remains have been discovered that match the descriptions of the creature. Without definitive proof, mainstream science dismisses the Nandi bear as folklore or misidentified wildlife. However, cryptozoologists argue that Africa's vast and largely unexplored wilderness could still hold secrets, leaving the mystery of the Nandi bear open for debate. Modern status. Sightings of the Nandi bear have decreased significantly in modern times. As human development expands in East Africa, any potential habitat for such a creature has been greatly reduced. However, stories of the beast continue to circulate in rural areas, and cryptozoologists still speculate about its existence. Whether it is an undiscovered predator, a relic of the past, or simply a myth, the Nandi bear remains one of the most enduring mysteries of African folklore, pop culture, and influence. The Nandi bear has been featured in books, documentaries, and discussions about cryptozoology, often appearing alongside legends like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. Its terrifying reputation and alleged habit of attacking humans make it one of the more frightening cryptids in global mythology. Although no concrete evidence has ever been found, the legend of the Nandi bear continues to captivate those fascinated by the unknown. The question remains, is the Nandi bear a real but undiscovered predator, a misidentified known animal, or simply a legend? Until solid evidence emerges, it remains one of cryptozoology's most compelling mysteries.
How's everyone doing? This is your boy, Lord Thadeus Gray. So, this one's weird, man. I mean, this one is something that, just this behavior, to me, that's all I can tell you, it's weird. I'm not gonna lie, I do think it's a fascinating creature. The Nandi bear is something that I've not really covered before, and honestly, until recently, I never heard about it. Which should say something, I guess, from my limited research abilities, because this one's actually fairly, from what I've seen, from what I've been reading, it's fairly infamous, or, well known. So what the hell could this thing be? Man, I do not know, because there's obvious supernatural elements to it. If you get my drift. Not too many animals are known to literally actively stalk people and eat their brains, is my point. I mean, is this thing a zombie or what? But at the same time, I'm going to bring up a couple of things. What the hell could this thing be? Like I said, it's very possible that it is, just like the intro said, which is a little longer than usual. I apologize about that. But it's like the intro said, this thing could be a type of megafauna or some kind of living relic which never went extinct. Now, what is the possibility of something like this existing? Well, Africa is a very massive continent. And yes, it's understandable there'll be a lot less sightings of something like this due to the fact of deforestation and people encroaching on animals' habitats. It's made a lot. I mean, that's actually one of the biggest, how can I say this to make sense? It's actually one of the biggest killers of animals when it comes to their population and even their existence, is deforestation and eroding of their territory. And of course, during that process, we tend to hunt them and kill them or whatever, so we don't have to deal with them, especially the predatory animals. They like to eat up livestock. And this thing seems to have definitely shown that kind of behavior. It seems to love to eat animals, but what's so crazy about it is this thing likes to eat people too. So that, of course, makes it, if it exists, which is very possible, very dangerous and a big, big problem. However, the thing is, which is very interesting to me, is, of course, that, the tribes people over there are going to definitely have stories and legends. It's how things go. But that the early settlers were actually also talking about this thing. Now, maybe, like I said, maybe they just saw something they didn't recognize and were like, oh, okay, is this where these natives are talking about? Who knows? But I'll tell you this right now, something's over there. Something is over there, like I said. Now, as for its supernatural abilities or whatever, supposedly being able to literally just vanish right in front of someone's eyes or whatever, I can't tell you. But there's definitely something with that going on. I'll tell you that right now. Maybe it is something that is not normal. Maybe even like a possessed animal or something. Who knows? And let me tell you something, that can happen. I mean, I'm just letting you guys know that can happen. Animals are actually, in many ways, more susceptible to being possessed by an entity, which ain't good, aka demon, than people. Most of us don't think about that, but let me tell you something, they can possess inanimate objects and animals as quick, if not quicker, than us. Just letting you know that now. So it is very possible that maybe this is some kind of animal that was possessed, and maybe just, throughout the years, and, throughout the decades, centuries, an interdimensional being like that, which is not good, ain't got to worry about time or aging for obvious reasons. They're a disembodied spirit. So, the same. And also, it's very much believed that something like that could possesses, let's say, a hyena, for example. It could alter their physical body over time. There's been debate about that, but let's not necessarily go all the way to the woo side of things. Let's go ahead and go to the natural. You have to understand this. Many times, let's say this creature is like, say, a large short-faced bear or something, or maybe a variant, because the short-faced bear of the prehistoric times, they were huge. They were bigger than any animal, like any predator. How can I say this? The bear was so big, it would make a big old polar bear look like a cub. They were huge, very predatory, from what's believed. Like I said, and I mean very predatory. You get my drift. So it is possible that maybe an animal like that was, who knows, maybe a variant of that has evolved out there, and it's, like I told you with Moklemembe a while back, there's a good possibility it would shrink in order to survive easier. Who knows? Maybe it is an undiscovered predator, which is possible. But whatever this thing is, what fascinates me is really the fact that it seems to like to go for the brain. And this is something many people don't understand. Polar bears, for example, if they kill an animal, they will go for the fat of an animal. Usually, that's many times what they'll eat. It's pure, like the blubber or fat or whatever of the animal they've killed, because it's pure energy for them. It's pure nutrition. Also, is it possible this thing could be a hyena of some sort? Well, that goes again with maybe an undiscovered species, or maybe even a possessed hyena that was altered. Who knows? I mean, this thing is, like I said, this one is a little stranger than usual. I'm just going and putting it out there what it could be. Obviously, if it exists, which, like I said, I've said this countless times, every fact is the base for a fantasy. So who knows? But I'll tell you this, obviously it's very intelligent, very carnivorous, and obviously very dangerous, potentially. There ain't really much more to say on this, to be honest with you guys. Like I said, I put a good bit of detail in the intro for those who don't really know what this thing is, and just want to put my 2 cents. But either way, I figured you guys would enjoy this, and I'm going to definitely be putting out a couple of things. The Gavin Bob, I'm definitely still working on. I plan on putting that out. And also, I want to give you guys something to pay attention to. Take a look at this is the original dude who narrated the story. Like I said, I don't believe this is original work, because I found it on fanfiction.net. But check out a guy known as Vox in the Void. He's very good when it comes to Warhammer stuff. Very, very good. It's VOX in the Void. He's extremely, very, very skilled, I'll tell you that. I figured, it's a matter of respect where it's due. But either way, you guys check him out if you want to, and I'll be putting out more content very soon. You guys be blessed, and you be safe.